I'm Brad Richardson, co-founder of MVP Disc Sports.
I'm Chad Richardson, co-founder of MVP Disc Sports.
And we're very excited to welcome you to Virtual GYROPalooza.
Welcome, and we hope you enjoy.
Welcome to another Virtual GYROPalooza, everyone. We're very excited to tell you guys what we've been up to this last year.
Yeah, it's been a wild year again. 2020 was pretty incredible. 2021 has been another big story. We've got a lot of things to talk about. Everything from what we've been doing with our current facility, our future plans, how we're going to meet the further demand that we're faced with, and a lot of new products to talk about as well.
One of the main things we want to address right off the bat in this GYROPalooza is talk about the stock availability of our discs. A lot of discs have been out of stock. The turnaround time for orders has been pretty long, less than ideal. But we want to explain what's really going on and why that is, but also just some of the progress that we've been making to overcome some of these challenges.
Absolutely, yeah. See, the market right now, both disc golf and the global supply chain has been quite in disarray, but we've been able to implement a lot of time and effort in executing on that to solve some of these challenges. As we talked about, we've set the goal of 500% production capacity. That's not only disc production, but that's also disc fulfillment or fulfillment in general, customer service, media needs, hot stamping. Every facet of the company has been increased by over 500% this year, so it's been pretty phenomenal to achieve that. And we're not stopping there. We need to hit 1,000% by next year as well. Pre-pandemic,
we had a small team. We're a very small organization of only 20 to 22 employees. When the pandemic happened in 2020, immediately overnight doubled and reached 40 employees within that year. And this year we more than doubled again. We're up to 87 employees now, and we're still bringing on a lot more.
It's quite exciting with the manufacturing side because we've done a lot of internal things with big decision making, such as automation, large equipment purchases, climate control, the facility, all of these things that manufacturing needs to hit to meet these demands, and we're executing on them, month by month. Every month is quite unique.
Absolutely. It's pretty obvious for everyone in the disc golf market to really see how much growth that disc golf is experiencing as a whole.
We've done everything we can to meet the demands as fast as we can. I mean, obviously going from 25 employees to 40 employees to now almost 90 employees has been quite challenging, but we've built a great team here who are working extremely hard to meet these demands so far.
Yeah, a huge credit goes out to the team in every single department. The team at MVP here at HQ has been phenomenal with the complete ramp up of every single department in the company. Everyone's just been remarkable and truly dedicated to the mission of MVP and just making a big impact on disc golf.
If you meet one of our staff members, thank them for us because they've worked hard this summer. It's been quite a year for them.
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to them for really a lot of the success of MVP. So with the great increase in demand of disc golf, we've been faced to having to make some changes in the way we structure our wholesale program. We had a great system in place before this demand exploded. We had a nice pre-order process, release dates, and a schedule that we could follow. All the dealers can order the product, they would release it on a certain day, and just the explosive demand, we've had to make some changes to that, and just the timeline it takes to fulfill this volume of orders, it just takes a lot longer. We are producing 5 times as much product, and the warehouse space has not yet increased by 5 times. And so a lot of space is tight, the warehouse is full, and so we've had to shift our business model to more of a we take pre-orders of our wholesale program and fulfill the demand for our dealers. And it actually offers tremendous benefits. It allows us to optimize our production output and make sure that dealers get all the product that they order. And we've been able to offer unlimited quantity of many products most of this season. Starting in May, when we first launched the new ERP system, every single release has had an unlimited quantity of product available. And so our ongoing increase in capacity has really opened up the opportunity for that.
Obviously, disc golf as an industry has exploded beyond anyone's imagination this year. And for MVP, a big thanks to James Conrad for his showing this year, which has been
amazing,
incredible. We could barely believe our own eyes when he threw in that shot. It's incredible. So he's changed the sport, he's written history, and what it's done for us has been been pretty incredible. Obviously, we've had to set forth a lot of planning after the shot, and we started to execute on that right away, and we're excited for what we're building upon.
So when James made that amazing shot, we ended up, immediately we were figuring out what we needed to do. We knew we had to find a way to make more discs. And we were just around that time achieving our goal. We were producing a 500% increase in production capacity. And we knew we needed to go more. We were just now starting to meet the demand. When that happened, we needed more. And so we purchased more equipment immediately when that happened. And our machine supplier told us that our machine order was their largest order of North America in 2021, which is quite surprising to us.
Yeah, and this new equipment that we've had on order, a lot of it's actually going to be coming in the next couple weeks. In order to do that, our facility currently is 40,000 square feet, which is quite sizable, but when we're faced with this much growth, it's getting very full. The new equipment that we placed orders for will not fit in the building, and it's showing up in a couple weeks. So we're actually in the transition of moving inventory to a temporary warehouse we got locally, 35,000 square feet, which has been helpful. So we're actively moving inventory out to make room for this new equipment. So we're doing everything we can. It's a lot of fun. It's challenges that we're really good at executing on, and we're ready to hit that 1,000 increased capability pretty soon.
The warehouse here was empty last winter. The demand was so high throughout 2020, and we just went all out trying to increase our capacity. Our facility here in Marlette is becoming majority manufacturing, and we're actually getting less and less warehouse space to work with, other than we've had to move a lot of our warehouse operations to another warehouse. And so it's been part of the challenge of increasing the capacity. We've been bringing in all the equipment to make this much, but we also got to build buildings, and that takes time.
For the past year, I think over a year now, we've been planning on an expansion. It's about 82,500 square feet. That's going to hold all of our inventory, new offices, and a much larger order fulfillment shipping line, and as well as palletized wholesale distribution. So basically all of the warehouse operations and offices will be moving to this new facility. As for this facility, 40,000 square feet will become all manufacturing. And right now we're only utilizing a portion of it. So this facility being all manufacturing is gonna be more than enough that we need to hit our goals.
Ultimately, when this new warehouse addition gets constructed, we'll relocate our operations and be 100% here in Marlette.
In addition to injection molding machines, obviously you need more stamping machines. So I've been building more single stamp machines, triple stamp machines, improving the efficiency of each of which, a little bit of automation here and there. So hot stamping side, we're also increasing, as well as the injection side. Another improvement that we want to do for our injection molding department is climate control in the facility. Everyone's heard, climate control facilities are great. Well, they're great for a number of reasons. One, it's great for your staff, because injection molding shops, they can get pretty warm, and it was a tough summer, and so we're doing our best to get that implemented as soon as we can. But climate control, additionally, in terms of quality, is a big factor. When you have an open atmosphere with such as a warehouse, your parameters for controlling your moisture, humidity, temperature, all these variables that you're at the mercy of the environment affect your equipment and your plastics. And so again, increasing our quality is something that we've always strived for since day one, making discs ourselves. So we're ready to take that to the next level with this new equipment.
A lot of our recent focus has been actually on a handful of new releases, getting some new models in the lineup, specifically the mid-ranges. This season we made that a priority. Obviously a couple of years ago we discontinued a lot of our molds. The mid-ranges saw a big gap in the lineup, and so we really prioritized getting some of our mid-ranges out this year. So we've added the Hex, the Paradox, and the Uplink is coming in the GYROPalooza packs. And the Reactor was another recent one. I guess I'll let Chad talk about the mid-ranges. We're really excited about how these mid-ranges have turned out.
As we remember last year's GYROPalooza, we had a big stack of prototype discs that we were working on, and a lot of which we planned to launch in 2021. Those plans have changed since the explosion in the demand we're faced with. We had to shift some gears on, basically we had to focus on either fulfilling current stock discs or new products, and it had to be a balance of which. And so selecting all of the prototypes, we really targeted the mid-ranges because those were the largest holes in our lineup that we wanted to hit. For example, the Hex, Paradox, as well as the Uplink that's coming. The Reactor was just prior to that. So between those 4 mid-ranges, we've covered a lot of ground on regenerating our mid-range lineup.
Yeah, so each of the new releases, we've had a lot of the mid-ranges in the recent releases, and also just prioritizing some restocking. Now that we've got a lot of our mid-ranges filled out this season, going into the next few months, we're going to prioritize restocking a lot of our current products, and so a lot of the upcoming releases you'll find that we're going to have much better variety. There will still be limits in place so that we can ensure all dealers can have access to all the products, but you should start to expect to see dozens of models restocked every month. The great production expansion and capacity has really helped us there, and I think that it's going to see a lot of improvement in the coming months.
I guess we can kind of get into some of the prototype / development that we've been doing on some of our discs, aside from our stock production. This one we've remember from last year's GYROPalooza. This is the 3D printed prototype lid golf disc. This is kind of a hybrid between a putter / lid that you can play catch with, and we have a prototype version of that. And we're excited because this is something that we've had on the radar for a long time, but the level of priority was always just a little bit lower than some of the other needs that we've had. But we're finally at a stage where we can start prototyping and finalizing something we're proud of to have for production. We've been throwing around the warehouse this prototype or a couple others. They're a great catch disc. The goal with this disc is to have something you can play catch with, as well as keep it in your disc golf bag. I understand a lot of lids are a little bit larger, a little slower flying. We wanted something in between, somewhere a disc golf putter and a catch disc, and it meets that needs perfectly.
It's a really unique type of lid that I don't think the market really has seen yet.
Yeah, we're quite excited for it. We've been playing a lot of catch in the warehouse in between the pallet racking, hitting tight lines, so it's a fun disc. We're pretty excited for it. Something you can warm up before a round, pull it out of your bag, play catch with a friend, do a little putting with it. It's quite versatile. We're pretty excited for it. This is another exciting one. James Conrad's gonna be really excited to hear about this one as well. This is the Terra. The Terra is a mold that James and I sat down and we've looked through his bag and how it's performed this season. And we looked at what the next model we wanted in his bag, and the first thing that came to his mind was a power fairway driver. James, with his power and arm speed, he wanted a fairway driver that he can really put all of his energy and torque into and have it be a reliable, stable fairway driver. So this is something that you could say is has a lot of Volt characteristics. Again, James loves the Volt.
One of his main discs.
We took a lot of those characteristics that he liked from the Volt and we've added
requests.
And we've improved upon some of those details and some of those characteristics that he wanted to see in this Terra. We're quite excited for it. Everything is looking very nice. We just finished these, so James hasn't seen these yet, so he'll be seeing these very soon.
Another one we're really excited about is the Fission Wave that we have here. So this wave is actually a part of our 3rd generation Fission plastic. And boy, our Fission plastic has been by far the most challenging plastic to perfect. But the technology that goes into it with the weight reduction is kind of amazing. It's a very proprietary technology, but we've been able to really optimize all the properties desired in a disc when it comes to the grip, the flexibility, and the weight reduction. This technology has been great for achieving what we want. It's been quite a balance between getting the right dome, getting the right grip, getting the right consistency. And many of you have probably noticed that throughout the whole history of Fission, it's undergone a lot of changes. And it's just because it's a very difficult plastic to perfect. And trying to get the characteristics that we want, and this third generation Fission we're very excited about. And so this Fission Wave will be kind of one of the first main runs. There have been some other runs of test trials, but this Fission Wave will be the first full release of the 3rd generation Fission, which is something we're very excited about.
And to kind of talk briefly about an overview of what Fission is for those who might be new to the sport or haven't heard of Fission yet. Fission is our technology that enhances upon our current gyro technology. And what I mean by that is, with a center core and an outer overmold, we have the ability to control how much weight goes into the center and how much weight goes into the outside. And our goal is to see how much weight and density we can cram into the overmold while reducing the amount of weight in the center core, and that's going to obviously allow for a much more gyroscopic flight. Now, Fission is what that is unlocking. That's something you can't achieve with, say, proton or neutron plastic, is reducing the weight of the center core even further than that what neutron could be. So in order to do that, we're using some special, like Brett said, it's a proprietary blend of materials that are specialized for reducing light weight of plastics. And so we use that in the core, which then allows us to add even more weight filler in the overmold. And we'll do a little quick demo of Fission and some of the overmold weight filler, so we can kind of show the densities of these two.
So the purpose of this demonstration here is to show the difference in the density of the different plastics that are used specifically in Fission plastic. This here is one of the materials used in the overmold, one of the weighted materials. This is a much heavier material here compared to what Chad has here.
This is the Fission material. As you can see, just by looking at the two, much more volume and then the overmold material. Now, there is a factor of packing density between the two materials, but again, it's a very close representation. So we'll go ahead and weigh them and show you that each of them are 200 grams. So we'll first tear out the first beaker. The beakers do have a small difference, so we'll tear each.
All right, so I got the beaker teared.
Almost there. There's so 200 grams.
There we got 200 grams. This is the heavy material that's used in the overmold. Chad will go ahead and do a demonstration with the Fission plastic.
We'll tear that one out. Small discrepancy, but 0 grams. We'll show the Fission material. Pardon us not wearing lab coats for our science taking place. $200 grams.
And so here we got 200 grams of each one. You can just visually see a big difference in the density. So we also got to consider the packing density or the bulk density of the plastic pellet. These plastic pellets have a similar shape to them, but overall that would be a pretty negligible factor compared to the differences that you see here. I mean, there's about 3 times as much volume with the Fission plastic, whereas there's an equal 200 grams of each one.
And so now for our next quick experiment, we'll do just a simple water float test. This being much more dense is obviously going to sink to the bottom, but Fission material alone, separate from the weight filler, will actually float. So the center component of the disc actually floats, and the weighted material is much more dense, so we'll give that a shot.
So we got some water here. So the purpose of this demonstration is to show the difference in the density that the heavy overmold material will sink to the bottom, and then the Fission plastic here floats to the top. So I'm going to put some of this material here to show how heavy it is.
As we all know, discs sink.
Sink right down to the bottom, right?
But Fission material alone floats to the top. So as you can see, the center core of that disc, of a Fission disc, will float and the overmold will sink. So this is just a fun demonstration to show the two components of a Fission overmold disc, that the overmold is much more dense than the center core. So we got our uplink in the GYROPalooza pack. Again, John Dorn for the amazing stamp this year. Phenomenal.
Incredible.
We're really proud of this uplink, because what this is going to fulfill is a gap between the new Paradox that was just released as well as the Hex. This is that sweet spot where it's an understable model, but not quite as understable as the Paradox, but not quite as stable as the Hex. So this is that sweet spot in between the two. The Reactor, Hex, Uplink, and Paradox, those 4 mid-ranges were all designed together at the same time to really hit all of those gaps perfectly, and we're ready to fulfill one of those. So this is an exciting model. So you'll be seeing those in the GYROPalooza packs.
So another thing that we're really excited to release this year is our R2 Neutron Plastic. So this R2 Neutron Plastic is a 100% recycled plastic. In the midst of a lot of plastic shortages in the industry, we felt like it was just prudent to figure out how to recycle plastic and conserve our waste. And as we've increased our capacity, you inherently have a little bit more scrap product, and so finding a way to reutilize it in the midst of plastic shortages has been great. It feels great to not have to throw away plastic. We've actually been accumulating it for quite a few years, and so we've been planning to do this for a while, and so we've had quite a lot of material that we're able to fully recycle, and so our product really has very minimal waste when it comes to the plastics. So as far as the properties go of the R2 Neutron Plastic, so you'll notice it's a little bit more softer, and the reason for that is the plastic that's in here, it's a combination of all of our scrap discs, and some of them actually have the overmold. So the overmold is actually a much softer material than the inside core, and so this culmination of all the different plastics that we've had in our product, there's just a little bit more softer material because there's some overmold in there, and so that's kind of why it's a little bit softer, and that's also why it's got the more black color to it, because we've got a lot of black overmolds in the MVP line. So mixing that together, it makes it more of that black color. So really great feeling plastic, and it feels great to fully recycle all of our possible scrap material.
Yep, for many years producing discs, unfortunately, we were throwing away a good chunk of material because there just wasn't any economical means to reuse that material. But in order to do this, it took some special equipment, some special processing techniques that we were able to develop, and we're very satisfied with the results. It feels good knowing that we have zero plastic being thrown away and contaminating the environment. It's all internal now.
So we went ahead and turned the lights out here. We can take a look at some of these glow discs here. Specifically, this one here is in the GYROPalooza pack. This one's a really fun one here.
Yeah.
This is a prototype blue glow Eclipse inertia. So it's really the same plastic as our Eclipse, second generation Eclipse plastic, but the glowing agent is blue. It's a different glowing agent. So got a UV flashlight here. We can charge this up.
Quick one here.
Chad's also got the traditional green glow here.
So here's your green. And for reference, the amount of concentrate we use between these two is actually the same amount of glow concentrate. It's just that you'll see the differences between the blue and green. And as you'll notice, the green's just a little bit brighter. The blue's still got a beautiful color. That's just the limitation of the colorant that you use. But we figured, since we have the capability, it's a really fun experiment. The blue still, the pitch of black looks really great at night, so it's actually really fun to use. Yeah, it still glows bright enough, long enough to play a few holes of disc golf. It's a very practical glow material. Not quite as bright as our primary glow material. It's just the limitation of the glow technology, but still looks really awesome. It was definitely a very fun experiment to really see this blue glow technology. On the topic of glow, of course, we've got our third model of UV flashlights. This is a 100 LED flashlight. The larger output, the increased output, makes it really quick work on increasing your glow. The fact that it's a larger surface area, more output, you can charge your glow disc really fast. I'll go ahead and do the blue version real quick just to show how quickly you can charge. Yeah, they're quite nice. Being that it's actually glow season right now, and the GYROPalooza pack actually has a glow disc here, kind of just wanted to showcase our UV flashlights. Our new glow technology is the brightest glow technology in the market. It's got a very unique technology there that requires UV light to get the best charge, and so that's why we've been expanding the UV flashlight lineup here. This is just the small UV flashlight, and it will instantly charge up this disc, and this disc is ready to glow for hours. You can play a full round without having to recharge it. And we've got bigger sizes to suit the different needs. If someone wants a really small compact size that takes up less space in their bag, you've got the small one. If you want something that's a little bit more, this one's got 51 LEDs.
It'll charge it just a little bit quicker. And another one that we've got coming here is just an extra large one. This one's got 100 LEDs, UV light. And this one, if you want the brightest, if you want the fastest way to charge your disc, it's large, maybe a little bit harder to carry in your bag where you might want some more compact ones. But if you want the brightest one, if you want to charge up everyone's disc at night, this thing can just charge up many discs instantly. So there's actually one other great practical use for the UV flashlights, and that is locating your disc. I find that if I lose a disc during the day, it's actually easier to look for it at night with the UV flashlight. Many of our colors have UV characteristics that they glow brighter and much easier to locate at night when you're looking for them out in the field. Some colors will glow brighter than others. Typically the brighter colors will glow. Some of your darker colors may not glow as much, but in general, a lot of colors are easier to find with the UV light at night. Considering that we're in glow season, we also wanted to talk about one of our products that's pretty exciting is the lunar module basket light. This product here has a Velcro strip that you can attach to your basket and has many different options of colors that will light up the chains of the basket. We also got some LED lights that you can tape directly onto your discs. If you don't want to get a glow disc or you've got a favorite disc that you want to use, you can also just tape the LED light right onto them. So we've got a lot of color options, and we've got some of the brightest LED lights that you can tape to your disc.
Well, that caps up some of our glow products for our glow season. So let's kick back on the lights, and we'll continue with on some of our other products we want to show you.
I guess we've got another obvious product here. This here is another watermelon bag. This is actually the shuttle bag, the Axiom shuttle. So watermelon version of that. The watermelon bags and the watermelon products have been very popular, and so we just wanted to expand the options here. The shuttle has been a very popular, great value for the dollar bag here. Very economical, small size, but yet it still holds a lot of discs.
In continuation, we have another obvious contender here for watermelon, our watermelon force field rainfly. You all have asked for it. This has been something that once we launched our first watermelon bag, this is one of the next ideas that has been kicked off, and we thought that was a really good idea. We're quite excited to launch it. It's going to be a great addition for our bag line. And just like our other force field rainflies, this has all the same great features. So it has the top magnetic flaps for your putter access, accessories on top. We have an additional secondary flap to give you more room for some of your bulkier accessories. Everything again is cinched down with nice magnets, and most importantly is your disc access. You need quick access when you're out and around. You know, you're going in and out of your bag quite frequently. The magnet latch makes that very, very quick and easy to access your discs. In addition to these two additions, we also have the watermelon umbrella and watermelon towel, which are going to be very popular. And again, we're always looking forward to expanding more options, so give us your feedback on what you want to see next.
I look forward to making some more watermelon discs. You know, we're definitely overdue for that. With the explosion in demand, they had to take a back seat the last couple of years, but we definitely want to make a comeback. I know we've got some great new discs that would be fantastic for a watermelon edition.
I think the real question is it going to be the Paradox or Hex watermelon? We'll have to see.
Which one you guys want to see?
Opinion. In addition to the bags and the rainflies, you know, the Rover cart is finally back in stock. It has been quite affected by some of the supply chain issues with all of the shipping container shortages and all the other logistical challenges, but we're finally got them back in stock, and they are selling very fast. And we're very, very happy to have them back in stock because they're a great way to take weight off your back going around and throw your bag on and just enjoy around in a much smoother way.
Another great thing about the Rover cart is how compact it is. That handle can quickly detach. Chad, if you want to show them just a quick detach.
Yep.
That handle will quickly detach, and the cart itself is less than 1 foot tall, so it's very compact. You can put it in the trunk of your car, and it takes up very little space. So very practical option for traveling to and from the course due to its compact size. Another thing we're really excited to talk to you guys about is the long-awaited restock of the portal gravity basket. We'll wheel this out and show you what we've got here.
We'll look at the portal first.
So the first thing you're going to notice on this portal basket, there's a lot more chains even than the version 1 of the portal. We actually have a total of 36 chains on this version of the portal. The original version has 30 chains. The original version was 3 tiers of chain. It was 12 outer, 12 middle, and 6 in the center. This one here, we've got 12 in the outside, 12 as another inside, and then we've got 2 more rows of 6 for a total of 36 chain.
On top of the additional chains, we actually switched from stainless steel to galvanized, mostly for the fact that galvanized does have a little bit more texture, and that's going to give you a little bit more grabbing power on your putters, just to have a little bit more grip when your when your discs are hitting the chains.
So another very important design upgrade on the portal here is you'll notice that there's 4 independent rings in the bottom. And the original version of the portal had only 1 ring. And so what's really important about this upgrade is you've got 4 independent tiers of chain that are not interconnected. So as the disc comes to make impact, as the impact happens, these inside chain have not yet absorbed any kinetic energy. As the disc comes, each tier begins to put force onto the disc, so they're completely static until they make impact. So it really just offers much more stopping power. Another notable change on the portal is the color of the basket cage. So we have different color on the band, just like the other version, but now we actually have different colors of the cage here. The hot dip galvanized color here will match the black band here, and we also have some other colors. We've got red, orange, and yellow, and so each of those colors will have matching cage here. So it just overall offers increased visibility for those brighter colors. So the portal got all these new changes, and the gravity basket, we'll wheel that out here, also kind of had similar changes. So we'll go ahead and we'll show that right now here. I'll wheel this in, Chad will wheel that out. So right here you can see an example. We've got a red cage and a red top.
The main notable difference with the black hole gravity is it's upgrading from 26 chains to 30 chains, just like the portal. Aside from the chains, we're also going to have 3 independent rows with 3 independent rings per layer.
We've got independent layers to really help with that incremental stopping power, and 30 chains will catch fantastically well. Available colors, just like the portal, we'll have a few different bright colors for the cage and top, matching for the high visibility, and we also offer the traditional black look where it'll have a black band and the shiny galvanized color. So just offering different options of color appeal. Obviously this is the portable version of the gravity basket, with it being having a ground stand. We will also have the permanent mounted version for courses, and there were some changes made to the ground stand. We have added a set screw, so you've got the through bolt and a set screw. The ground stand and the ground sleeve will have that stability of the set screw. So all 3 top, basket, cage will have the through bolt and set screw to offer the most rigidity. And also some other changes that took place in the ground stand is it's now a universal size in tab. The tab pattern used to be different from what was standard in the market, so the tab has been changed so it is compatible with all of the baskets in the market, or most of them anyways.
And what's important about that, going universal means if you ever want to upgrade existing courses, that locking collar that's already in the ground, this means that basket can just adapt into that and lock just accordingly.
So here's another product that we're really proud of. This is actually a sample piece of the launch pad. We've got a couple different sizes. This is actually just a sample size. We offer free samples, so if you're interested in course development, reach out to us. We can get some samples to you to check out this. So what's really unique about our turf pad, the launch pad specifically, the style of fibers. We've got some very coarse fibers and some very fine fibers. And that combination of the coarse and fine fibers really keep the fibers upright. Some other versions of this in the market does not have that fine fibers interweaves, and all of the wide fibers just lay flat and actually just creates a slick plastic surface, whereas the microfibers here really hold everything straight and really offers better traction. Well, that concludes our virtual GYROPalooza. We greatly appreciate everyone's support. It was really fun presenting a lot of the stuff that we've been working on, and meeting face to face over the years has been fantastic, and we really look forward to seeing you guys again when circumstances allow us to do so. Yeah, again, thank you everyone. This has been really fun to kind of lay out all of our exciting projects, developments, our accomplishments and goals. It's been a wild year, and we're looking forward to continuing on with what we're going on. Yeah, we're absolutely not going to stop. I've said this many times before, and I still feel this way. It feels like we're just getting started. We're driven to continue pushing to the sky. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.